Hey there, Rob Corn with Column and Post, and I'm going to demonstrate a basic steps of the Plumb Perfect installation system. You've all walked onto a job site and seen a temporary jack. Usually there's 3 or 4 of them along the front of the porch, and the first thing you do when you're going to put up a column is determine where the columns are going to go. But the actual, once that's been determined, the first thing you do is take the measurement, being that this jack is already representative of what this opening should be. So take your measurement and go ahead and write it on the side of your jack. In this case, we're only going to do one column, so your job may have variables that we don't cover in this particular video. We will have subsequent videos dealing with pitched porches, cantilever porches, and interior installation. We simply want to demonstrate the basic steps of the fundamentals of the Plumb Perfect system. I'm going to go ahead and get my measurement, put my temporary jack into place, allowing me to raise the header up and pull this out, and then get on with installing the Plumb Perfect components. The first thing I'm going to do is install the header disc to the header. I'm going to put my Tapcon screw through the center hole, and I've got my hole marked up on the header. I'm going to go ahead and screw it up into place. Okay, and you can put a couple additional screws in there if you like. It would be recommended. And we'll go ahead and get our plumb bob hanger positioned. I've gone ahead and taken the plumb bob hanger and threaded the plumb bob string through it already. And I'm just going to peel and stick the hanger in the recess, like so, and then figure out which end of the string to pull. We'll let it down so that position it about a 1/4 inch off the ground or so. And I got a handy little clothespin. I'm just going to go ahead and pin that with it. And then I'm going to take our Plumb Perfect target and position it underneath the plumb bob, pointing the plumb bob tip right at the center hole. I'm also going to line up the target so that the front edge of the target is even with the front edge of the deck. Go ahead and take a Sharpie marker and mark around it. This will give us the position of our base ring for the securing of the bottom of the column. I can go ahead, if I felt the need to pre-drill, I could go ahead and mark these dots in the corner. That would also give me the position for pre-drilling any holes. I'm going to go ahead at this time and get rid of, just pull that down, get it out of the way, and we can go ahead and look at the position of our base ring. And we can go ahead, if you feel the need, you can go ahead and make a circle around the inside, and that'll give us the exact location where the column goes. Okay? Okay, with that step completed, we have where the top of the column is going to be located as well as the bottom located. We're going to go ahead and take our column. We've already pre-cut it to save some time, and we're just going to put our cap on and slide it into place. And you always pull it down usually a little bit. And then you can see I've got the base slid up the shaft, and then I've got the base installation ring slid up the shaft. And I'm just going to take my Plumb Perfect shim and use it to wedge those items so that they don't slide down the column when I pick it up and put it into position. The next step, before we stand that column up, is we're going to take the polyurethane adhesive and we're going to put a little adhesive on the actual header around the actual installation puck. Okay, I've gone ahead and stood the column up, and basically what I'm going to do is dry fit it into position and check for just making sure everything slides in nice and neat. And I'm going to go ahead and line it up in that circle down there on the ground. And as you can see, I've got some contact with my header disc as well. The puck is catching the top of the column, and I'm inside my circle nicely. And at that point in time, I'm going to take some weight off of my post, my jack, double check my alignment here. In with my header puck, slight tap. Go ahead and let the weight come onto the column. Okay, take it back out of the way. At this point in time, I can lift the base up and this removing the shim temporarily. I'm going to let my base ring come down. And I'm going to go ahead and wedge that shim into place again. I can line up my base installation ring inside the squares and go ahead and screw it down. At this point in time, that's what I want to do to keep the column from twisting around and around after we drop the base down and over time, is I'm going to take some construction adhesive and go ahead and put it in the gap between the base installation ring and the column, really squeezing the caulk down in there nicely to create a nice firm bond. And then I'm going to just, go ahead and dry fit the base just to make sure everything's good, lines up. Okay, we're good. Lines up nicely with the front of the porch. Go ahead and push it back up. Wedge it. Take some construction adhesive. Put it around the inside of here. I've got a little bit of play, so if you need to make a little bit of adjustment with your base, you've got room to do so. Okay? Go ahead and remove the shim. Drop it down into place. And if you get any squeeze out, you can go ahead and remove that. It's no big deal. And then up on the top, we're in good. We got some squeeze out. We're going to go ahead and put a dab of construction adhesive up on our header, up here, and we'll put some over here. Keep that thing up in place, and just go ahead and push it up into place. And if we want to, at this point in time, you can shoot a couple nails in there. Other than that, the last step would be caulk in between the base and the column shaft and the cap in the column shaft. There's no way to put up a column faster and more plumb than that. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions as far as dealing with pitched porches or cantilevers and things of that nature, look at our specific videos for those types of installations. Thank you.